Hi everybody, it's Richard here again, and welcome to part 21 of where I show my complete vinyl album collection. Now, I've just finished the miscellaneous section, which was in alphabetical order. I'm now going on to the female artists, which will also be in alphabetical order, and that will be, I think, 4 videos, and then it'll be 1 video for soundtracks and compilations in alphabetical order. And then after that, it will not be in alphabetical order. The one after the soundtracks will probably be 1970s glam and pop, and some videos for that will be just one artist. And then after that it'll be the 1960s, and some of the videos for that section will probably just be one artist. And then the last couple to 3 videos will be David Bowie, and that's it. So, starting off here with a female artist, and we have Amazulu. Now, Amazulu, a group of 3 girls, Anne-Marie was the lead singer. This album here is chock full of singles. There's 10 tracks on it, and I think 8 of them were singles, but the 2 big ones were Too Good to Be Forgotten and Excitable. But Montego Bay, I think, did quite well as Don't You Just Know It. It's a really good fun album. It's like a pop with a very, very light reggae feel to it, but it is good fun. And then we have Annabella and Fever. Now, this is Annabella Lewin from Bow Wow Wow. I don't know why it didn't actually put it with the Bow Wow Wow section, but this is nothing like Bow Wow Wow. It's really just basically pop music from the 1980s, mid-80s. I think this is around 85 or 86. But Jim Lee of Slade actually produces a couple of tracks off this. School's Out, she does. I think that's one by Jim Lee. But yeah, it's alright. It's not as good as her previous band. I think it was her only solo album. I know she had a couple of singles in the 90s, but I don't think an album materialised. This was a freebie, and it's the Andrea True Connection, More, More, More. And I didn't realise that she was a porn star. I love the track More, More, More. The rest of the album just sounds exactly like More, More, More. It's okay. I got it for nothing. It's not a bad album. And we go on to Joan Armatrading. And this, I think, is her 2nd or 3rd album. But it's her one that actually, their breakthrough album. And this is the one with Love and Affection and Down to Zero on it. And then we have Show Some Emotion, and the title track is the most famous track off this. It's not a bad album. Joan Armatrading albums are usually very cheap. To the Limit, again a decent enough album. I think the biggest one off this was Bottom to the Top, which is a very good little track, very reggae type track. This is the live album, Stepping Out. I'm not that keen on this. It's actually quite jazzy in places. Me, Myself, I, probably one of her most new wavy albums, especially with the title track and the brilliant All the Way from America. Walking Under Ladders, which is a very good album with I'm Lucky on it, When I Get It Right, and No Love. Eating the Bears, great track, great fun. This is The Key, and this is the one with Drop the Pilot on it, and I Love It When You Call Me Names. It's a decent album. Track Record, and this is a very, very good album. This has got all the hit singles off it, and I think it was the first one I ever bought from her. This one here, Secret Secrets, is not brilliant. This is follow up to The Key, I believe, and there's nothing spectacular on it. And The Shouting Stage, which is it's not a great album. It's quite dated in sound. It's okay, but nothing fantastic. Okay, we go on to Bakara. This is a good album. This has got Yes Sir I Can Boogie and Sorry I'm a Lady on it. It's Euro disco, but I do actually like it. And I also like Light My Fire, the next album. And there's nothing big off this. The Devil Sent You to Laredo. No, nothing big at all, but it's still good fun. as is this one here, which is colours. So 3 Bakara albums. Yeah, enjoy them. Guilty pleasure. Spotlight on Joan Baez. This is not a bad album, double album, but a lot of these tracks are live, but it does have Lady Came From Baltimore. I love that track. It's All Over Now, Baby Blue, The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down. Bananarama, the Greatest Hits collection. Yeah, it's good fun. I do like the earlier singles to the later Stock Aitken and Waterman ones. So I like things like Shy Boy, Robert De Niro's Waiting, Cruel Summer, Na Na Na, Hey Kiss 'Em Goodbye. It's decent. Okay, the Bangles and All Over the Place, their debut album, absolutely fantastic album, with Going Down to Liverpool on it, Tell Me, James, and the first single was Hero Takes a Fall. Not my favourite track off the album, but it's my favourite album by the Bangles. And then we have Different Light, the one with Manic Monday on it, If She Knew What She Wants, and the big hit in America, Walk Like an Egyptian, big hit here as well, of course. Everything with In My Room, brilliant track, and of course Eternal Flame, a very, very good album. Those 3 are really good albums. And then a Greatest Hits, all the singles, excellent. And then we get Doll Revolution, which this is a Black Friday Record Store Day issue. Never originally came out on vinyl in, I think it's 2003 or 2001. But this is a double album and it is actually really good. I Will Take Care of You is a beautiful song. And then their last album, Sweetheart of the Sun, from 2011. And yeah, this has got Amazulu on it, brilliant track. Very 60s sounding album. And then you get Ladies and Gentlemen, the Bangles, and this is a lot of the very, very early tracks before they released their first album, and this actually has 16 songs on it, very good. This one here I've put in with the Bangles because it's 3x4. It's the Bangles, the 3 O'Clock, the Dream Syndicate and the Rain Parade, and I bought it for the Bangles tracks, and they do actually covers of the other bands. In fact, the other bands do covers of each other, and it's not a bad album. Susanna Hoffs and When You're a Boy, and this is her first solo album, and My Side of the Bed was the single off this, and she does a version of David Bowie's Boys Keep Swinging, which is not bad. It's actually a pretty good album. And then under the covers, the best of Matthew Sweet and Susanna Hoffs, which is just them doing big hits from the 60s, 70s and 80s, and this is on a double album and it's decent enough. They don't stray too far from the original versions. Tony Basil and Word of Mouth, and this is the one with Mickey on it, and this was very cheap, and again this is not a bad album. The Bell Stars, yeah, this has got Sign of the Times on it, and I think it's got Aiko Waiko on it as well, good fun. Pat Benatar, now these are really cheap. In the Heat of the Night, yeah, debut album. I think it's their best album. It has Heartbreaker on it, and it has If You Think You Know How to Love Me, the big Smokey hit. It's a good album. This one here is Crimes of Passion, again not a bad album. I've played these Pat Benatar albums about once, maybe twice, and they're okay. This one here is called Precious Time, again another half decent album. I'm not too sure of the songs off these. These were all about £1 in the cheaper box. This one here, Get Nervous, which is pretty good, and this has Shadows of the Night on it, which is my all-time favourite Pat Benatar song. This is a live album, Live from Earth, and I've never played it, so I don't know what it's like. And this one is Tropico, and you can see by the hairstyle that we're getting really into the mid to late 80s, and again, played it once, it's alright. I didn't even know I had this. A 7 the Hard Way, and this I think is actually late 80s. Again, it's okay. This one here, Best Shots, is just the best of, And you know, if I'm being true to myself, it's probably all I need, because it's a very good album. Laura Branigan, Self Control. Good album with Self Control on it, and I think that was the only big hit single. Yeah, that's the only one I know. Doesn't have Glory on it. I think that was on her previous album. Elkie Brooks and Pearls. Yeah, this is actually a compilation type album with some new songs, but it's got Pearls the singer, Fool If You Think It's Over. It's a very good album. And Elkie Brooks, The Very Best Of, just greatest hits. It's pretty good. Now we're going to Kate Bush and The Kick Inside, and this features The Man with a Child in His Eyes, and also the best single released by anybody ever in Wuthering Heights. It's absolutely perfect. Lionheart with Wow on it, and the fantastic Hammer Horror, and Don't Push Your Foot on the Heartbreak. Never Forever with Breathing, Army Dreamers and Babushka, and the wonderful Delius. And then The Dreaming with the fantastic Sat in Your Lap, the title track, There Goes a Tenor, and the song that should have been a single, Suspended in Gaffa. Although it was a single in France, it should have been a single over here. The Hounds of Love, and this is their most famous album. This is an original, and it has the original album version of The Big Sky. Now all reissues from a couple of years ago have the single version, but this one has the original. Running Up That Hill, which was the #1 hit, I think it was last year or the year before. Hounds of Love, of course, and the fantastic Cloud Busting. Really good album. It's not my favourite, mind. The Whole Story, and this actually has a reworked version of Wuthering Heights. It's just a new vocal, but it is absolutely brilliant as well. I'm not too sure which one I actually prefer. The Sensual World is an album that took me a while to get into. This has the title track, Love and Anger, and the beautiful This Woman's Work. The Red Shoes, and this is her most underrated album. I actually think this is my second favourite Kate Bush album after The Dreaming. It's got Rubber Band Girl on it, and So Is Love. Eat the Music, which would have been a huge hit over here if it had been released. Moments of Pleasure is absolutely beautiful, and one of my favourites is Why Should I Love You. Absolutely brilliant. And then we have Ariel, which I'm not overly familiar with. It's okay. It's got Bertie on it and Sunset. It's decent, but I really don't know it that well. And the same can be said for the director's cut, although a lot of these are basically new recordings of tracks from The Red Shoes and The Sensual World. It's alright. I do prefer the original versions, mind. And then you have 50 Words for Snow, which is the hardest album to get into, but I do enjoy it. And it's a double album, and there's only 7 tracks of it. And it is quite jazzy as well. There's no snappiness to it. Okay, Belinda Carlisle and her debut album, which is okay. It's got Mad About You on it, her debut single. I think it was her debut single, but it's pretty good. And then Runaway Horses. I don't have the Heaven Is a Place on Earth, and this is very good. This has got Runaway Horses, Leave a Light On For Me, Vision of You, La Luna, Summer Rain. Very good album. And then Live Your Life, Be Free, with the title track and Little Black Book, I think was the other single. Decent album. Belinda Carlisle, The Best of Belinda Volume 1 with all the singles. Really, really good. 15 tracks on it. And this Belinda Carlisle I bought for album day in 2021, and it's Nobody Owns Me. And I think it's basically deep cuts, and it's alright. It's nothing spectacular. Okay, Carolyne Carter and self-titled album, and this here has a really good version of Graham Parker's Between You and Me on it. Now this is quite country. A little less country and more pop is Two Sides to Every Woman, and Do It in a Heartbeat I think is the single off this. Again, it's a good album. Nick Lowe features on it. And then we get Carolyne Carter and Musical Shapes. And this is the one, basically Rockpile are the backing band, but they don't write any of the songs. And she does a duet with Dave Edmunds on Baby Ride Easy. It's very, very good. Carolyne Carter again with Blue Nun, and a lot of the songs are co-written with Nick Lowe. But there's a really good version of Ring of Fire on this. It's a very good album. It's probably my favourite of those early Carolyne Carter albums. And then Sail Up On, which is very poppy, from 1983. Good album. And then we have Neneh Cherry, and this is the one with Manchild and Buffalo Stance on it, and it was VCLT from Martin Parrott. Petula Clark, Just Pet. I think I got this one for free. It's okay, it's not in brilliant condition, mind. Petula Clark again, Spotlight on, similar type album to the Joan Baez one, and this is very good. It's got Downtown on it and Sailor and I Know a Place. Good album. And then another Petula Clark, the Hit Singles Collection, which is a double as well, so I don't really need both, but I do actually prefer this one. It's got all the hits. It's excellent. Clout, and this is the one with Substitute on it. It's called Substitute, of course, huge hit. The album's actually not bad, and they do a version of Since You've Been Gone that before Rainbow did it, and it's not bad at all. Okay, Judy Collins in My Life, and this is a good album, and there's an absolutely gorgeous version of Just Like Tom Thumb Blues on it, which is even better than Bob Dylan's version. Judy Collins again, and I'm not too sure which one this is called, but I think I played it once and it's alright. And Judy Collins, Amazing Grace, the best of Judy Collins, which is actually very good. We're nearing the end. Okay, I'm sort of cheating with this next band because one of them is actually a male, but the three girls, the Corrs, I'm putting them in this section. And so yeah, this is Forgiven Not Forgotten, their debut album, recently got, is a very good album. Also the Corrs and The Best of the Corrs, the double album on, not too sure what colour vinyl it is, but a very, very strong album. Then we have Andrea Corrs and the Christmas album. I would love her Lifelines album to be released in vinyl, but not to be. And this is actually quite jazzy, but it's actually really nice, and after the first couple of plays it gets better. This one here, Sharon Corrs and the Fool and the Scorpion, and this is an album from a couple of years ago, and this is a really, really good album, which I'm a little bit surprised about because I think Andrea is the better singer, but this is I really enjoyed it. And the last one for the day is Randy Crawford and Secret Combination, and this is not the one with One Day I'll Fly Away on it. I think the hit single was You Might Need Somebody. Again, it's okay, and it was a pound buy. So that's part 21, or part 1 of the female artists, and I hope to have the next part pretty soon. I hope you enjoyed that. All the best now. Bye bye.